Sí. Voy a contestar una llamada. Hey. Bueno.
Oiga,
Sí, dígame.
¿usted es el del Uber?
Sí, soy yo.
Oiga, ¿no dejé un niño güerito ahí en el carro? Un niño chiquito de 2 años, güerito.
¿No es tu hijo? No, pues pensé que era tuyo. ¿Qué estaba jugando? ¿Tu mamá? Sí, oiga, aquí lo dejó.
Ay, oiga, ¿puedo regresar?
Sí.
Dármelo.
¿Nos regresamos o qué? Pues vamos.
So, gossipers, when there's not much going on in Hollywood land, I said, you know what? Let's venture off into the real world, the actual world. And this is a video that I saw on YouTube, and you can see I blurred the child's face out on not YouTube, Instagram. The video's there with the child face and everything, but I wanted to blur it out. But how can you go into an Uber with your 2-year-old child, get out of the Uber without said 2-year-old child? How long was that journey? Even if it was 10 hours, how can you get into an Uber with a child and leave? Then at first I was thinking maybe this is some kind of joke, because usually Uber drivers, once they drop you off, then they're not allowed to, or they won't get calls. And for this man to get into the car, the Uber driver starts driving. Then he says to him, I have to answer this call. It's coming in. How, so I'm like, is this a joke or not? But people online, they're saying it isn't a joke. And some of the people's reaction is it's funny to them, not to me. We're getting to the point where we can't tell what's real or not, which is not a good thing. And if this is a real situation, yes, we hear of parents and people leaving kids in cars and forgetting, and you still shake your head around those situations like, really? You went into a car with kids and you got out and nothing? Wherever you went in the house, whatever? Or if you did it, like to say, I'm going to run in the mall for half an hour, you don't think that's problematic? That's abandonment to leave kids alone because it's only 15 minutes you're going to run into the mall? Come on. So back to this story. It's like, then she says, I think I left a child in the car. Now here the passenger is looking at the Uber driver saying, oh, I thought it was your son. Bring your son to work day. And usually when you take your Uber, there's no one else in there. It's just supposed to be you and the driver, not any kids. And that passenger handled it properly. Some people might give an eye to say, oh my God, the child is in the car or whatever. But for you to sit with a child back of the car, and you can see this little boy is a mover. He moves around. And you get to your destination and this little 2-year-old didn't call out to mom, or he wasn't hitting against your legs while you were in the car with him. Some people said maybe she was on the cell phone. Who knows, but still. And again, as I said, I kind of question it, because once an Uber driver drops you off and you pick up another passenger, you're not supposed to be getting call from the passenger you dropped off unless you have his number down. Usually when I take the Uber, once I get out, that's it. If I have to call them back, it's like I can't reach them personally, because they'll let you know that you can no longer get in touch with your Uber driver. Then maybe you're going to have to go to customer service, which is another story in itself. But with this, so let's look at some of the comments where people, it's like they're not taking it seriously. That's why I'm kind of questioning it. But if you could leave a child in the car, this could be possible. But the child is riding with you. This is a 2-year-old toddler that moves around. So let's look at these comments. So here you have someone saying, isn't he your son? No, I thought he was yours. That's the exchange between the passenger and the Uber driver. Because he went in thinking it's the Uber driver's son. The Uber driver thinking the passenger's son. This person says, watching it the second time is even funnier when you realize they're all just three dudes who don't know each other, just driving and vibing for a minute. Three dudes driving and vibing. I mean, I don't. Gossipers, what are your thoughts, honestly? When you hear people leaving kids in their cars, what do you think it's going on? I've heard people say it's exhaustion, it's stress. Their mind is too preoccupied. You just hear different. You're trying to explain how can someone leave a child in a car when you place the child in there. Where does your mind go for that 1-2 minutes that it's not even registering that there was a child in the car or there's a child in the car? But back to this one. I think. She said, I think? So what is she saying? That she got out and she thought the toddler was behind her? That means you weren't watching the child. Because if that child got out and was running around and you didn't see him where he's running, then you weren't paying attention. So for her to say, I think, which means she came out of the car, she's looking, she's calling his name, she doesn't see him, and then she finally realizes, oh shoot, I was in the Uber, let's call. And even with that Uber driver, when you drop someone off, don't you pay attention to see who's left in the car? Wouldn't that Uber driver turn around to go, oh, ma'am, you're leaving your child, or ma'am, something? I don't get it. Now I'm thinking, is this a prank? Is this something? Because it's coming now to me like, as an Uber driver, you drop someone off and you're looking. And is he saying that the location where he dropped that mother off is the same location he picked that guy up? So it's like she came out and then he just whoops right into the back seat with the child? Make it make sense. Anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts? And as always, please like, share, subscribe.